Hey, what's up everyone? Decided to do a really quick video. Please excuse the way I look this morning. It is pretty early in the morning. I just woke up. Well, what I have been sleeping wise, I just woke up. And I gotta do this one quickly because I have to get dressed. I'm about to go out of town. But I want to give you guys an update. I hadn't posted a video in a good while. A lot's been going on lately, and I've been trying to, I guess, be in the moment, so I haven't had the opportunity to post anything. But actually, I think it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I've actually posted a video, and I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I've been in the moment trying to just take everything in as it was going. But anyway, let's see where to start. Oh, my husband, he left for basic training already, y'all. He left May 29th. It is now June 1st. It's been getting hard. Still totally excited for him, but it's very, very hard. I miss him a lot. The kids are missing him. Our 2 daughters are missing him. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can hear me. My daughter's watching TV in the background. Oh, and anyone that's wondering about our background, we actually moved into our own apartment too. That's why I said a lot of things been going on, trying to catch up with everything. My eyebrows are looking a hot mess. But yeah, we moved into our own apartment, and then like 3 days later, my husband left me to basic training. It was just a whole lot of stuff going on at one time. I'm trying to think of how I can, start this video. Anyway, I think the last video I updated you guys with was when we left MEPS, when he did his first swear-in. But since then, he went to the future soldiers. Like they do like this little testing thing to find out if you are like ready for basic training or whatever. I have a video of that. I'm going to put it up too. Like I said, I was doing some videos and stuff, but I wasn't like putting them up yet because there was so much going on with moving, getting my husband prepared to leave, moving to our apartment out of the hotel we have been living at, and just mental stuff with me trying to get prepared, and my husband as well. But I have the test that they do at the recruiting station to make sure that you're like physically ready. I forgot what it was called. I'll try to find the name of it, and I'll probably try to like insert it somewhere in here. But it like consisted of like, they did it in the office, and it consisted of like it was like the weight ball. They had to throw it a certain distance. They had to be able to stand and be able to jump and leap a certain distance. And then they had to do like an interval run thing. It was kind of weird because it was like calling out like numbers like 1 1 and 1 2 and 1 3 and 1 4. But I have a short clip of that as well, and I'll make sure I put that up as well. But anyway, my husband left. He left and went up to Fort Lee's MEPS on May 28th, and he stayed overnight there. And then the 29th that morning, me and the girls got up and we drove up to Fort Lee. Fort Lee's about 2 hours from here, and we went through the whole process of going to the visitor center, getting a visitor's pass, going on base to MEPS. Sitting in MEPS, there's a lot of people there that day. A lot of people. Like, wow. There were like at least a good 100 or so people there that day. It was family and people that were coming in that day to do testing, and then people that were getting shipped off that day. They had the Army there shipping, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, Coast Guard. Everybody was there shipping that day, as well as people that were coming in to do regular ASVAB testing. And then there was all those people's families, the one that were shipping, like all their families, all of the military, Coast Guard, Army, blah, 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 blah. They all were there shipping that same day, and all their families were there. And they were doing swearing-ins at like 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and they were shipping them off right after that. After we got to MEPS, we sat there for a little while. Maybe about 30 minutes or so, and then Captain Parker, which is the guy that's in charge of everything up there, he did a quick family briefing, which basically told us what happened when they were leaving, about they would leave, they would get on the shuttle from there, and then they would go to the airport, which would be Richmond Airport, which is the closest to Fort Lee, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia Airport. And then after they got to the airport there, they would wait for their flights. They would get on their flights. They would go down to Atlanta, Georgia, is where they would get off at. And then there would be a bus that would take them from Atlanta, Georgia Airport and take them to Fort Benning, Georgia. And then they would start the reception process. He told us to expect a commander's letter to come in the mail within like the first week or two. So I'm waiting for that letter. My husband excuse me, has only been gone about 3 days. So I'm waiting for the commander's letter. My husband, he did say that they usually ship them to Fort Benning on Tuesday. So it would be, he said it would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And he said on Monday, they would be in reception until like Monday. And he said on Monday, they would ship them to their platoon. They would start basic training with platoon. So right now he's still in reception. And reception is where they do like their insurance paperwork. If their recruiter had not done their financial paperwork for their banks and stuff, then it's done at reception as well. But my husband recruiter did all of our paperwork for our financial stuff before he left to go to basics. So all that stuff was already done. They get their shots, they get the uniforms, their boots, their shoes, their workout clothes, and all the different stuff they're supposed to get while they're there in reception. And then they are shipped off to start basic training. So for anyone that gets confused, reception and basic training are not the same thing. So your clock for the 9 weeks for basic does not start until you actually get shipped to basic when you leave reception. So when you first get to Fort Benning, you are in reception. And then your reception from, they said it could be from 2 days to 7 to 10 days. But I know Captain Parker told us that probably Monday is when Jacob, as well as everyone else that was with him, would get assigned to their platoons for basic training and probably start the basic training on Monday. I know that his paper says, I looked at his orders paper thing they had gave me, and it says June 4th is when basic training starts for him. So yeah, that would be Monday, as a matter of fact. So anyway, the commander's letter is supposed to send me within like the first week or two. It's going to contain the information for my TRICARE. It's going to contain the information to get my military ID, dependent ID, as well as my older daughter, our older daughter's. She's 14. So anyone that thinks that over 10 has to have a dependent ID. Our younger daughter's only 7, so she doesn't need one. She'll be 8 in about 3 weeks, actually, because her dad's not here for her birthday. But sorry, I was listening. I don't know if it was my daughter still in the shower or if this is the air conditioner thing. But anyway, let's see. I did get a call from him he left Tuesday. I got a call from him Wednesday morning at 3 a.m. I was not sleeping very well anyway because I kind of miss my husband. We spent a lot of time together. So him being not here, sorry, I was looking at my phone trying to make sure I don't have my hand over any of the microphones so you guys can hear me very clearly. But first like few days I really wasn't sleeping that well. I miss him a lot. Like, we spent almost every day hour moment together because my husband was a freelance musician, so we were together a lot. And then if he had gigs and stuff, I would go to the gigs with him. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time together. And for him to just not be around right now is kind of difficult for me. I'm still trying to adjust the process of just having so much like free time with no one around. I'm not used to that. So I'm still trying to get used to it. I have been writing him, even though I haven't gotten an address yet to where to write him to. So I'm waiting for the commander's letter. Will have in it the address. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We'll have in the address notices to write my husband at or whatever, or we'll receive a phone call from him telling me where to write. him at. Sorry, that's probably my mom texted me. Like I said, we're supposed to be leaving to go out of town to our hometown. I'm originally from Raleigh, but like I said, we live in Elizabeth City, North Carolina right now, and we're going to Raleigh today sometime. But anyway, the commander's letter will have my husband's like address for his platoon and stuff for me to write from it. Normally I would have been like, I guess some people said they received like phone calls from the guys telling them where to write them at, but my husband's cell phone actually died Tuesday at like 11 o'clock when they first got to Fort Benning, because then whenever they were on the bus to go to Fort Benning, he texted me and said we're on the bus to go to Fort Benning, and then the next text I got from him was like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and it was like, honey, my phone's only on 1%. I love you. I miss you. We have arrived. And it just had this little smiley face on it. And that was the very last text message I got from my husband. So hold on, the text message. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anything out for you guys. Like I said, I haven't been writing him letters. I'm kind of waiting for an address to come along so that I can send them all. My daughters, they wrote letters to him last night. I received a call from him at 3 a.m. and it said it was very like the basic generic phone calls that they give out or whatever. I think one of my daughters just came in here somewhere. Yeah, that's Marielle, my older daughter, and she doesn't have pants on because she's got a shower. But anyway, the phone call received at like 3 a.m. She's going to my closet for her clothes. She has 2 closets in her room. Stuff in here. But anyway, at 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning, I received a call. It was the very generic like Fort Benning call they make everybody do when they first get there. The phone rang. I picked it up and it was like, hey honey, I'm just calling to let you know that I have arrived at Fort Benning safely. I want you to remain strong, that I love you, and I will contact you with more information whenever I can. And that was okay. I just said, okay, I love you. And he said, I love you too. And hung up the phone. And that was the last. That was really difficult and hard, but at the same time, it was really good because I actually was able to sleep after I talked to him that time. Trying to make sure I got everything in this video. Oh, whenever he finished at MAPS, we went back to his final swear-in. Gotta talk to you guys about his final swear-in. Anyway, the final swear-in, we went there that morning. We went to got our visitor's pass. We went to the MAPS. We sat there for a little while, and then the Captain Parker did a briefing. He told us, you know, what to expect, what to wait on, the phone calls, the commander's letters, and all that sort of stuff. And then we proceeded to wait for the final swear-ins. My husband was in the first group for final swear-ins. He did his at like, it's supposed to be at 10:30, but they were running behind, so it was like 11:30 before they did it. And what is she wearing? And then after they did the final swear-in, I thought we would have like a little bit of time together, but we didn't because everything was like so rushed because they were running behind so much, which is really kind of sad and heartbreaking. I have some pictures in the videos, and I'll make sure I insert those somewhere here as well. But he did the final swear-in, which I have that also, and I'll try to insert some of that from the video into this section of the video, whatever. But he did the final swear-in, and then he had his package, and then he went into the room and did, I guess, like a exit briefing with some lady. Like, all of them went in and did this, like, little briefing thing. And they came out, and he told me, excuse me, guys, I guess I haven't been sleeping that well. But he told me, he's like, hey, honey, you know, I love you. I only have a few minutes, you know, to be with you guys, take some last-minute pictures and stuff, and then I gotta go because we're running late. And it kind of broke my heart because I really wanted to be able to sit and spend a couple minutes with him, to hug on him a little bit, give him a couple extra kisses. But I couldn't do any of that stuff because they were running behind, which sucked really bad. But we hugged each other, we kissed each other. So we took a quick picture, told him I love him a million times. Then they left and they went and got their bags they had brought with them. and they roll this red carpet out, and then one of the captains rings his bell and says something like active duty Army, Fort Benning, shipping out, and then everyone applauds and cheers, and there's like this huge commotion of like proudness, and they all go out the door and get on the shuttle. And there's my younger daughter. Yes, ma'am. What do you need? What do you need? Paper. Paper? Go tell your sister she's got a whole notebook in top of her closet.
Where's the message for?
It's my YouTube blog.
For who?
For myself. Can you go tell your sister to give you paper? She'll give you some. I know she's gonna have an attitude, but still tell her to give it to you. She's got a whole notebook in top of her closet. Sorry. I'm still a mom, y'all, even though I'm doing these. This is as real as it's gonna get. I'm gonna say it like that. I haven't learned to do too much editing stuff yet. My husband's supposed to help me, but then, like, he left, so I have to figure it out myself. But this is very straightforward. My life. I'm mom, soldier and trainer's wife. This is very raw. My life. I have kids. They're gonna interrupt. I'm sorry if they do, but it's just me. But anyway, they rang the bell. All the soldiers came out. The future soldiers came out. Or they were no longer future soldiers, they were soldiers in training. I get that confused because when they're doing like, before they leave, it's called future soldiers. And then once they leave and they get on the shuttle bus, they do their final swear-in, then it's soldiers in training. And then after they graduate, then it's, they're just soldiers. But anyway, they rang the bell. He left, went out with all the other people. They came out. Everyone was cheering, applauding and stuff. It was a very sweet, happy, proud moment, but it was really sad too because I definitely like dropped a tear or two. I was trying not to, but I definitely dropped a tear or two. And he got on the van or whatever, the shuttle vans that were taking him to the airport, and me and the girls walked out because me and the girls are the only one that showed up. His family didn't show up or come. Not surprised at all. Anyway, me and the girls walked out. We saw him on the van. It was like tinted windows on the shuttle buses they had. They had like 2 or 3 of them, and it was like tinted windows. He was in the van. I saw him, and I like waved at him, and I blew a kiss to him. I told him I loved him, but it was still like the windows on this tinted like 16-passenger van type thing. Told him I loved him, blew him some kisses and stuff, and we stood there and watched the vans drive off. That was a very hard moment because at that point in time I realized that, you know, I was all by myself. I'm going to be myself for a little while, which something I got to get used to because, you know, in the military, there's going to be times where he's going to be gone and I'm going to be doing it by myself. But, you know, I hear people say,